So greetings from Pennsylvania once again. It's time for another little snowy little walk. Not a lot of snow. We got a little bit more last night. Maybe another half-inch of snow on top of the half-inch we had before, so but not too deep, but makes it look like winter. Yes, I'm here at the Texter Mountain Nature Preserve, just across the border from me in Lancaster County. I've been here a couple times in the past, but it's actually really close to where I live, so I should probably come more often. But I was just looking for a place today to come hike for a little bit, and it's a place I chose. So recently, I think my last video, I had a nice little hike on the Union Canal towpath hike. We just kind of slowed down a little bit and focused a little bit more on trying to find wildlife, some birds and different things in the brush. And I'll mention that video, sometimes I forget to slow down on my hikes. So this is what we're gonna do today too, no rush. I brought something to drink along today too, some nice hot tea. We'll have that a little bit later. Got my thermos. So let's just go for a nice little walk, see what all we can see. Not as cold as it was the other day either. Might warm up to like 40 degrees today. Yeah, but just another quiet day in the woods. Oh, we got somebody making holes in this tree here. Probably a woodpecker, probably a pileated woodpecker. Looking for grubs and stuff. You know, it won't be too long before we start seeing, you know, those signs of spring again. You know, come February, we'll be looking for the snow geese. Even late February, places like down the bottom here where it gets marshy, we'll be looking for the skunk cabbage to be coming up and things like that. So, got that train whistle off in the background. You know, these beech trees, they're the ones with the super smooth bark, but they also have this habit of holding on to their leaves. Their dead leaves stay on. There's a little one over there. You can see them kind of scattered throughout the woods. You can see the super smooth bark. But then there's a sign, like I said, these leaves, they just hold on to them. Yeah, in this winter landscape, you can really see much further off in distance. Even, I mean, the snow, if that makes sense, like when the snow is out, like if there was a deer walking up there, it would show up really easily. The snow just makes everything stand out a little bit more off in a distance like that. Versus if it was just all no snow, just leaves on the ground stuff, and dirt, the deer would blend in more, but everything just kind of, I don't know, stands out more. Nice little stream down there. We'll be crossing that in a little bit. I think that, if I remember correctly, the trails here kind of make like a figure 8 of some sort. I think you could do like a shorter loop and a longer loop. Or maybe I'm thinking of another place, but anyway, it's been a little while since I've been here, but no wildlife at all yet, no birds or anything, but it is noon. Usually you're out here earlier in the morning or a little bit later in the afternoon, there'll be more wildlife out. I mean, they're out here, probably just taking a little nap. But we'll see. Yeah, no wildlife yet. Oh, there's that train whistle again. Maybe once we get down the valley where the creek is, maybe we'll see something. You know, not even a squirrel. I haven't even heard a bird song or hear a woodpecker. Like I said, they're out here. Sometimes people ask you, where's all the wildlife? Well, it's here. A lot of times it depends on the time of day. A lot of our winter animals too are more nocturnal. Not all of them are, but come out at night. which is even more colder in the day. I feel like if I was a wild animal, I'd come out at least when it was warmer, but anyway, that's how they work. But once again, there's one of those beech trees. You can see it's holding on to its leaves. The leaves are dead, but it still holds on to them. A couple out there, smaller ones. Yeah, now we're descending down towards the creek. Just gotta be a little careful because the trail is just a little bit slippery from the snow. Yes, I was right. Here's where you can go either way. I think if you wanted a shorter loop, you could go to the right. If you want the longer loop, you can go to the left. So we're gonna take the longer loop. Yeah, that would take you. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if I ever took the shorter loop, but we're gonna go veer this way, take the longer loop. And I believe that this time of year too, the animals or the woods are a bit skittish too, if I can use that word. We just, not too long ago, it was the 2-week rifle season for deer here in Pennsylvania. And the woods just gets filled with people, you know. I mean, there's any given time there's someone out in the woods, but during those 2 weeks, it's just, if you've ever been out in the Pennsylvania woods during deer season, you know what I'm talking about. There's just so many people out. There's so much, like noise, gunfire and things like that. That it's like the woods is just kind of like the animals are just kind of skittish from all that happening. They're just kind of hunkering down. Maybe another reason why it's kind of quiet too. And as I'm hiking here, I'm reminded of my county high point series. This is the Texter Mountain Nature Preserve, but the highest point in Lancaster County is Texter Mountain. And up that way was Texter Mountain Road, and the high point was just off that road. It was a super easy one to get to. But yeah, we're done with that series now, and yeah, one of my goals for the coming year is to kind of focus on my state high point goal again. We've done 8 state high points. I didn't do any in the past 2 years. I think the last ones we did were back in summer 22. We did Massachusetts and Rhode Island, number 7 and 8, I think. But I'd like to get back to that again. These past 2 years, I kind of focused on some things here in Pennsylvania. And we're still going to do mostly Pennsylvania stuff, but I'd like to start branching out again. I had some series here in Pennsylvania that I wanted to finish up that were kind of focused on Pennsylvania, but I want to start getting a little bit more out there again, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, it looks right here. It looks like the trail keeps going on, but they have the blue blazes there, so we're going to turn down towards the creek. I think down here we'll stop and get some of that hot tea out. It's the chai tea. I'll show it to you then. It's going to be a little bit slick here. Yeah, right down here's the creek. Yeah, I think last time I was here was in the spring. Like I mentioned the skunk cabbage earlier in this video, but you come here in the spring. Let me turn you off here for a moment. Yeah, it's just really rocky back there on a hillside, and when you have rocks, it's just a slight dusting of snow. That can turn bad pretty quick. So yeah, but down here you'll see the first skunk cabbage poking up out of the ground. Maybe even as early as late February. Which isn't too far away. It's only 2 months away. It'll seem like a long time as you go through these cold months, but it'll be here just before you know it. Let's find. Yeah, so we go down by the creek. We'll look for a nice log or a rock to sit on and enjoy some hot liquid refreshment. Yeah, I think this spot here will do. Brush it off a little bit. And I always have this in my bag. I got this years ago from a viewer. It's a nice little like foam pad that you can put on the ground or anywhere to make it easier to sit on, or like in the wet, cold snow. You don't have to get your backside all cold and wet. But yeah, here's that tea. This is that. It's from Boltwood Farms. I love it. It's the vanilla. Maybe it's called vanilla chai tea or chi, however you say it. But it's delicious. Usually you just drink it cold out of the bottle, but I've learned recently to heat it up in a microwave, and on these colder days it's amazing. So let me find a spot to set it down, pour some. Finish it screwing the top there. This is gonna be great out here in the cold. Look at that steam coming out. Wow. Put that lid back on. And this is just amazing on a cold day. Almost a little too warm. But yeah. Cheers. Yeah, but it's just absolutely quiet, like a serene afternoon out here. You can hear the stream a little bit down there. Not even in that train whistle's gone. Not even an airplane at the moment. Yeah, just another thing too. We finally hit 70,000 subscribers this morning. I kind of earlier in the year, I kind of made it that goal because you don't have a whole lot of control over that. Sometimes, you know, YouTube can be amazing sometimes, but YouTube will break your heart sometimes too when it comes to stuff like that. But I know earlier in the year things were going a little bit slower with YouTube. That's the way it is sometimes. But then in the summer it really picked up, and I was thinking maybe I'll hit that goal. But then I've learned sometimes when you're reaching a goal like this, things just tend to really slow down all of a sudden. They did earlier, but then it picked up again recently, and I was kind of hoping to hit 70,000 by Christmas or by the end of the year, and we did that this morning, so that was cool. I was able to see that 69,999, and then it hit 70. So about 9.5 years to get there. So cheers to us, I guess. Well, I just poured out the last of it there. I had a couple of cups of that. But yeah, it feels really good on a cold day. But yeah, still just nice and quiet out here. I'm just sitting here, just kind of contemplating the past year, things like that. You know, it's been quite the journey to get here to 70,000. You know, like I said earlier, sometimes YouTube is like super awesome. You're growing super fast and stuff like that, and then sometimes it's just not. It doesn't go that fast, but that's the way it is. I know just recently, just listening to some other people, you know, happy about their channel growing and stuff like that. But if you're in that boat, like I have a lot of YouTuber friends that would love for the channel to grow. It is difficult sometimes. But one of the best pieces of advice that I've ever heard about that is like when you start a YouTube channel and you're trying to get it to grow is to temper your expectations. Just realize that, you know, you're not gonna start a YouTube channel and then 2 months later you quit your day job and stuff like that. It doesn't work that way. Well, there's always exceptions. There are people where that happens, but anyway, we'll get into that. There's reasons why sometimes. But yeah, it's about just sticking to it sometimes. Work hard. You know, if you want something like YouTube to be your job, you know, you got to treat it like your job sometimes. You got to get out there and film. Just got to get out there sometimes. I think I mentioned this quote before. You know, instead of using the weekends to escape from the world you live in, use your weekends to create the world you do want to live in. You know. All right, so farewell, nice little break spot. Hot beverage has been consumed. Yeah, that was nice. That hot chai tea or vanilla chai. Yeah, so the creek is almost completely frozen over. A few spots are open. Yeah. Make it down here without falling on my butt. Maybe I should turn you off, but it got down. It's at that point where the snow is melting, but it's not quite melting either, if that makes sense. So everything's a little bit slippery. How solid this ice is. I don't want to find out either. Actually, this stuff right here is pretty solid. I'm walking on so far. Yeah. Oh, hair crack. All right, we're good. All right, so yeah, our trail does go up here. So I guess this is probably the furthest point out. Now we'll start making our way back. Yeah, not a single sign of any wildlife yet, but we'll see. Maybe on the way back. Yeah, you might hear a gunshot go off every now and then. I think that's just someone target practicing. There's no one hunting in the preserve today. I forget if there's any season open at the moment, but I think for deer season, it's only archery hunting allowed in here anyway, so there's no one actually hunting in here, if that makes sense. Just someone probably doing some target practice on a day off of work. But just going back to the whole, 70,000 subscribers, just thanks to all of you. In reality, I couldn't do it without you. You can't. I'm not going to create, 70,000, fake YouTube accounts and have them all subscribe to the channel. It's due to 70,000 people out there subscribing. I just, thanks to their support. Recently I think I have 3 Christmas editions for my mail time in chat. I got so many gifts this year from you guys. It's just amazing. Just the support I get from you guys watching my videos and supporting me in different ways. 9.5 years ago when I started this channel, I was a different person back then too. I've grown a lot since then. But anyway, it's been quite a journey. So on that note too, if you're thinking about starting your own journey of some kind, if it's YouTube or something else, go ahead and get started. I'm not big into New Year's resolutions, to be honest, but this doesn't have to be about New Year's resolutions. But if you're thinking about starting something, just start it. Quit putting it off. It's so easy to quit, find so many excuses to not start something for different reasons, your own doubts about yourself or different things. But just get started. It'll never grow. It'll never become what you want it to become if you don't just start at some point. The water here isn't quite so frozen. Got some nice ice shapes up there though. Well, that wasn't too bad getting across there. Nice little spot though. Just kind of make our way across the rocks. All right. Well, I did just hear my first bird sounds down there in the ravine. Let's see what time it is. I think they're starting to, like I said, a lot of times around noon they're taking their little naps. Yeah, it's almost 2 o'clock, so they're going to start getting out and about again. It gets dark around 4:35, so around this time, close to 2 o'clock, they'll, wake up from their little nap time and get some food in their belly before going to bed again. So, anyway, maybe if we had started this hike a little bit later, we would see more wildlife, but no regrets. And also realizing that I was wrong about that, there being a longer loop and a shorter loop. We came down from the parking lot, we came down this way and went that way. I was talking about there being a longer loop and a shorter loop. Well, I just came back, we were looking at this spot here where the trail goes that way and that way. And I just made one long loop, so there was no shorter loop here. So anyway, But anyway, like I said, it's been a while since I've been here. I didn't really look at the map either before I came. So anyway, it's just one loop here. I feel like I'm thinking of another place that does that. There's probably several other. Alright, well, this will take us on back to the parking lot then. Alright, so we're not too far from the parking lot. But anyway, thanks again for helping to get to 70,000 subscribers. Like I said, that's something I can do by myself, but I'm just thinking on my way back here, what about next year? You know, how about creating a goal? How about trying to get to 100,000 subscribers? That's like one of the biggest goals to get to on YouTube. I mean, that's quite a leap from 70 to 100. I don't really do a whole lot of viral content on my channel. I'm not out there like jumping out of planes and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But let's make a bigger goal this year. Like I said earlier this year, I made a goal just to get to 70,000, but we got there. But let's try bigger this year. Let's try to push to get to that. That'd be a good 10-year goal. So we'll see what happens. You can dream big. May not happen, but that's okay too. But anyway, thanks for coming along, folks. Thanks again, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. And lots of other adventures in the coming year.